So let's look at the word tantra itself, right? Which is, it comes from two roots, which is tanoti, trayoti. And tanoti means to expand. And trayoti is instrument. So tantra is the instrument for expansion. And it, in this context, it refers to the expansion of the nature of reality through the particulars of the path, which include the view or the philosophy, a particular code of conduct, ritual, mantra, yantra. Um, Basically, you can say another way to look at this word is, which I prefer myself, is that it means to weave.
Mm.
And so to weave, and some people have an issue with that, that definition. Like, what does it even mean to weave? Well, if you think of reality as this fabric, the fabric of creation, then here we are just a thread in that fabric. And Tantra is this way of weaving our way through the entirety of this fabric of creation. So it's all of these things, the philosophy, the code of conduct, the ritual, the yantra, the mantra, all of that. What it serves to do, all of these procedures of Tantra, what they serve to do is to weave our way out of this limitation into the expansion that is the fabric of the universe. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, I mean, a few comments on that. One is, interestingly, you mentioned it is to weave.
Yes.
Uh, I would probably have thought it would be the opposite of that, to unravel. Uh,
Unravel. Yes. Yeah, you can say, you unravel, you can say that what we think of ourselves to be, right, is like, you can think of it as a very tight, wound up kind of a spring, right?
mhm.
It's like all of this unlimited reality kind of becomes wound up in a very tight coil,
Mm.
and becomes this limited thing. So unraveling means it's this, this unraveling of this tightness and this bound thing, which is then just unfolds and expands in through all of these different ways, or the different aspects of Tantra.
So, when you say instrument for expansion,
Mm.
uh, what expansion of what are we talking here?
The expansion of consciousness.
So, this would be inherently a non dual perspective embedded into every tantric practice.
Well, you can say that inherently, perhaps all tantric paths are non-dual, but that is not the case. When you look at it from an academic viewpoint, a
Mhm.
scholarly viewpoint, there are some paths of tantra which are dualistic, and there are some paths which are non-dual. And um, I would say that the paths of, for instance, Sri Vidya, Kashmir Shaivism, and others, they are inherently non-dual in
Mhm.
their view and their understanding. But that doesn't mean that there are no tantric paths which are dualistic. There are, and perhaps less known.